For as much as we use the word awesome, only about 30% of the population has actually experienced the kind of overwhelming awe that's truly unforgettable.
These are rare experiences that people call transformative.
David Yaden, a research fellow at the University of Pennsylvania in the Positive Psychology Center, has dedicated himself to the study of such experiences. He's examined mystical accounts from a wide range of people with a special focus on astronauts, but his curiosity is at least in part personal, rooted in an incident that happened to him as an undergraduate.
I was lying on my dorm room bed one evening, and I felt kind of a warmth in my chest. And this warmth I thought was sort of heartburn at first, but it spread throughout my entire body. And a voice in my mind spoke and said, "This is love." At which point I sort of went out of my body or into my mind and just saw boundaryless 360 degrees horizons and this sort of intricate fabric that I felt part of or completely identical to in some way. And that feeling probably lasted maybe 30 seconds or a few minutes. It felt like it was 10 years though. I opened my eyes and my body was laughing and crying at the same time. And I felt as if I was looking at the world with new eyes. Everything seemed amazing, sort of lit up. And I felt open to other people and my life in a way that I had not really experienced before. And as all of this is going on, I'm thinking in my mind, what the hell just happened to me?
Is your brain going into a state that would be comparable to anything that a psychiatrist might be worried about?
And that's really a fundamental question in my research. So Freud was asked by a Nobel Prize winner. He said, "Look, Freud, I get your stuff about religion, but what about these oceanic feelings of oneness? These seem really important. Are those just psychopathology as well?" Freud, from his armchair, he didn't have any data or anything, just speculated and said, yes, these are symptoms of pathology, and he even ventured a guess as to what they were. And he said that they're repressed memories of the womb coming out. And so this oceanic feeling of oneness is really just remembering being in your mother's womb. So they're bad, and that was his explanation. And believe it or not the explanation, but the sense that these are symptoms of psychopathology really persisted in the field of psychology for quite a while. And it's probably why a lot of these astronauts and a lot of just normal people don't talk about these experiences very often.
Because people are going to think they're nuts.
Right. Someone shares one of these experiences, psychologists and even a lot of ordinary people, I think their brain would start thinking, well, what's going on here? What a screw's loose, or psychologists would probably say they're dissociating, or it's mania, or it's a psychotic state, or it's
unless the
schizophrenia.
Psychologist has experienced it himself, to go back to your earlier point. Right.
William James was another psychologist, and James had a very different perspective, and I think James was right and Freud was wrong. James said, yes, some of these experiences are indicative of psychopathology. Some people need hospitalization or therapeutic care, but the vast majority of these experiences are positive, and for some people, they're the most positive experiences in their life. And our data now supports James. We see some of these experiences are overwhelming, they're scary, they're confusing, and people need help processing them. But even many of those people say it was difficult at the time, but ultimately I see it as a very positive experience.